My talk entitled The Flynn Effect and its Implication, IQ Testing and Interpretation. A few years ago, I have published 2 interesting papers about Flynn effect for IQ scores. The first paper portrays the IQ rise over time, spanning 63 years from several countries. I found a very important finding because the IQ score from European country was 2 times faster than the score from developed countries. And interestingly, because I can see from my finding that the gap between IQ score between European and developed country was closing to 3 points. Another paper from the same journal also shows the score gains for short-term and working memory. I'm talking about verbal and visual spatial short-term memory, and I can see the score gains for these tests over 43 years. Importantly, you can see from my finding that the Flynn effect can affect test interpretation. So if we use the older version of IQ tests and other cognitive ability tests, it can mislead the score interpretation. And you can see from this problem that we can misclassification of many patients. To deal with these problems, there are many ideas has been proposed to solve these issues. Firstly, many scholars suggest that we can have a new derived score for adjusting the Flynn effect. But anyway, many experts interviewed did not agree with this idea because it is not consistent with standards of psychological practices. The best way to deal with the Flynn effect at the moment, we should have the most recent version of IQ test and any other cognitive ability test, and also we should update our normative IQ data and also renorming in every few years. Finally, I think that in Thailand we can solve this problem because we have another new test now. The Thai Clinical Psychologists Association already have a new test of IQ for children, and I think that this test can minimize the problem of the Flynn effect, especially for the Flynn effect for this population. Thank you.